Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is mid-month for the month of February tarot oracle reading. And Gemini, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign is not Gemini, we still all have a bit of Gemini in us. If you have your birth chart, which house is it in? That's where this energy shows up for you. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. I've already shuffled the cards before. I'm just giving the quick cut and we'll begin. Just keep in mind this is a general or collective reading, so parts may or may not resonate with you. Take what works for you, leave the rest. And also, this is a timely reading, meaning if you're watching it at this time, it is the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it has been a while since I posted this, what was going on back then in your life? That may give you further clarity to your situation now. All right. So we are going to begin with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck, and this is for the overall reading. We have the Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Wands is coming in. He's a rebel with a cause. This is actually really strong Sagittarius energy, and it also represents the incoming energy of the fire horse energy. We're moving in on, oh, there's my cat Stella. She's going to do her part, which is to sit on my lap and purr, raise the vibration with her purring. She's already got happy feet, so we're well on our way. Here we have the Knight of Wands. So, as I was saying, Sagittarius energy, and also the same energy as the fire horse energy. We're moving into the fire horse energy on February 17th. It is Chinese New Year, the first day of the year, and we are leaving the year of the snake and entering the fiery horse. The energy for the fiery horse and Sagittarius is very, very similar. It's very passionate, and in matters of love, it's very, passionate and also very heartfelt. There's also, for career, it's setting very high goals, perhaps with not enough time to achieve them. And it is about really wanting adventure and the new. The danger with this impulsive fire horse energy is that it is very much, the energy is very impulsive at times. And it can also cause problems as far as I said, setting goals so high that you don't give yourself enough time to achieve them, and then burning yourself out so you can't make it to the finish line. So this energy is talking that the rebel with a cause is the knight that works for the king and queen. And in the old days, of course, they would deliver messages far and wide between the kingdoms. And nowadays we have like all sorts of forms of communication. So this could be, it could be in person, but it's probably more likely to be a phone call, a text message, an email, some sort of social media post that you see, being invited to an event and bumping into someone. That kind of energy could be on the news for sure. These days there's a lot on the news that is like pretty interesting and sad in many ways. We have the pyramids in the background represent the love of knowledge and, of the mysteries of the world. So the rebel has learned to rein in his emotions. This is really important. And because this is also very similar to Sagittarius energy, and you are directly opposite the sign of Sagittarius, the Sagittarius energy has a profound effect on you as well, because it's your opposing sign. It's true of all signs in the zodiac. The sign that's directly opposite you has a big effect on your life as well. So Sagittarius and Gemini share a lot of the same energy. And so that is, if you want to know more about the fire horse energy, I did do, I have a playlist, and it has that for each sign. It might be very valuable information for you. That day on the 17th is also a new moon. And that new moon is in Aquarius, which is more about the group energy rather than the individual. And it's also a solar eclipse. So solar eclipses, we can feel the energy for about 6 months. I will be doing a reading on the solar eclipse and new moon energy after these ones are posted. And so you might want to check that out. It's that playlist is there's a separate playlist for the new moon and full moon energies, and then there's the playlist that's separate for Valentine's Day and the fire horse energy, if you want to take a look at that. It's coming up first thing in your reading. Oh, this was actually meant to be in the other place. I'm looking for the underlying energy. Okay. I should have kept the other one, but this is how I do my readings. So this is underlying energy is some sort of heartbreak here. It looks like, I mean, it speaks for itself. It's not a pleasant card. It has, 3 swords in the heart. Having said that, when you look at it again, you realize the heart is very large compared to the swords. So these are more like pinpricks, or they could be like nails, basically, instead of swords. So this is saying, this is something that you will recover from. The energy here is this a, what is this? Is this a cliff with a cloud, or is this a human being? The heart is in the throat then, and so this can talk about harsh words being said. And also, this can represent quite often when there is a third party involved in a couple's relationship. And so heartbreak on that level can represent gossip and slander, and sometimes even perjury. So let's see what's going on with this is representing your internal forces. So you're a rebel with a cause for the full reading, and the energy for your internal forces, which are the forces that you have control of. Those are the underlying energy is this heartbreaking, like the swords represent thoughts, basically, and also like your mind control, like how disciplined your mind is, your mental intelligence, and how you use it, how you use words written and also spoken. But it also can, so this is representing quite a lot of different energies here. We're going to see, this is the King of Pentacles. So this card was the one that I accidentally almost put here. So yeah, this is representing the internal forces. I feel this is more represented, that this is correct. This energy, the King of Pentacles, this is your energy. This is how you're showing up right now. So the King of Pentacles is very well respected in the for his business acumen. This is someone who's been very successful. The King of Pentacles generally comes from old money. Has been taught about money in any case, and quite often earns their money in the industry of money, which is like banking, financial advisors, consultants, that kind of energy, mortgage brokers. If there's a company, they would be most likely to be the head financial officer kind of energy. So someone who is very understands how to invest money, basically. And then we have the Ten of Cups. So the Ten of Cups is coming in. Ten of Cups is saying that this is ultimate fulfillment, as much as we can have in an imperfectly perfect world. This is saying, you have all these cups of love. You love your partner, you love your children, you love your home, you love where you live, you love the country you live in, you love your career, your co-workers. You have a really lot going for you in general. Like this is saying that ultimate fulfillment as close as you can get. Then we have this card coming in, which is the Five of Swords. So the Five of Swords is speaking about this energy here. And this is talking about, this card can be read many ways. Sometimes this can be like cutthroat competition. Like you'll do what you have to win, period. That's the energy, or they will. And it also can represent, and this is interesting because this is coming up with this energy. It could be something like this. The subconscious, unconscious, and conscious mind. And here we have it again. So sometimes this can represent you in different versions of yourself, having a battle within yourself. Your subconscious mind is formed by the time, like from baby till about you're 6 or 7. And that energy is, really, when you think back, like how much do you remember about when you were a baby? Probably nothing at all, really. And then about, you're up to about kindergarten. Usually it's after kindergarten that we start having memories of our childhood. And so the subconscious mind, though, is very heavily imprinted on us. So it rules especially when people are upset, they tend to rely on their subconscious mind. And in actual fact, that is not really your thoughts. It's the thoughts of the people that were put in charge of your care. Because you don't remember it. So you have to rely on them to say, oh yeah, you were like this and you were like that, and that kind of energy. We have the unconscious mind, and the unconscious mind is, your spiritual needs. And a lot of times, like, people will say, I am a human being with a soul, but you're actually a soul traveling in a human body. And so your soul has needs, and if their needs are not met, then it starts showing up in your life. We have the conscious mind, that's what you're aware of and you've got a handle on, and that's representing this energy here. So sometimes this card can represent the subconscious, unconscious, and conscious mind all coming together in sync with your heart's desires. And then this is all of a sudden not a sad card anymore at all. It's talking about being able to manifest your, infinite desires, basically. And there's truth coming in. So we'll see what's going on here. There's some truth coming in about the sword energy here. The Ace of Swords is saying that this is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. Sometimes, when we're in court, that's when people swear in a Bible, that's what they say. So this energy could be some sort of legality. Sometimes that is that you're in a legal fight, or, like more of a, not a physical fight, but an actual on paper, kind of energy. So let's see. Let's keep going. We have the sun coming in. I feel that maybe this is actually representing, it could be both or one or the other, but it could be representing the second option here about having learned how to control your mind so that you can have freedom. Like when you have, and then that allows you to manifest at a very high level. We've got the King of Cups energy. We've got the ultimate fulfillment. And if this is saying that this was an inner battle that you were having with your subconscious, unconscious, conscious mind, and now you've sorted it out and you're plugged into your heart's desires. There's this could be your energy here. You have a cause. This is talking about having this, this is saying you could have a hot temper at times. And also about controlling that impulsive energy. So this card is the happiest card in the deck. This is talking about you when you were born, basically. This is your following your destined path. The banner represents your path. And look how easily this child is holding it. Not a care in the world. They don't have reins. They don't, they're fearless here on their journey. They're following the sun. This is representing God. And, the sunflower plants, they turn to the sun. So it's that kind of energy. And again, we have a horse. So this energy of the fire horse coming in again. And we have the Four of Pentacles. So the Four of Pentacles is saying that you have a very strong foundation here, but you may have had to play it small for some reason. There's 3 levels of money making here, and this is demonstrating that. Now the Pentacles, they represent money, for sure, because that's a big part of our health, wealth, and happiness on planet Earth. But it's only one of the energies. But this card in particular is talking about the 3 stages of making money. There's safe money, which is a strong foundation, but you don't want to risk your foundation. And then going for your heart's desires, and then going for your crown and glory. So you notice this person is short, and this is saying don't sell yourself short. Sometimes we need to take risks, calculated risks, of course, but being able to be able to move into our heart's desires and our crowning glory on planet Earth, basically. And so this is sometimes turning your back to the city that you're in because you've done everything you can do there. and you need a broader base, basically, to continue expanding your business, expanding your lifestyle, all of that kind of energy. And this is talking, so this is how you are identifying with yourself right now, that you're like the King of Pentacles, very, someone trustworthy that understands money, and, financial advisor type energy, like people might come to you for, to ask your opinion on business, etc. And then we have, this is your abundance and self-worth. So you feel like you have it all, basically. And this is communication in your early life. So this is coming up with that subconscious mind stuff that I was picking up. And I feel like the focus has been a lot on the material. And there's some sort of truth coming in now. Like this is representing the communication from your early life. And maybe you learning something about your early life that you didn't know, that some truth is coming up. And this is the underlying energy behind of your emotional foundation, basically. So this foundation, this is partly it. Like if you have this is saying, you have the potential, and you're divinely blessed with this happiness, and this is the energy that you're supposed to be in, this energy right here. But there was something possibly that happened in your childhood, and maybe you aren't even aware of it because you don't remember it. But I feel that truth is coming out, and it's going to give you a stronger foundation for because this is about your health and your day-to-day habits, your routine in life, that kind of energy. And so I feel like, yeah, there's something you didn't know, but it's coming in. There's some sort of information coming in regarding something that happened when you were a child. And so let's just keep going here. We're going so this is the internal forces. You have very strong internal forces here. So, this is what you have to work with. And, if your internal forces are weak, and it's kind of just around this energy here, is when you find yourself saying, like, what if I do this and they do that? Or what if they did this and it caused this to happen? That kind of energy. And so the external forces, we're going to check the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck. We have marriage here. So this is really interesting. So this is a card of, this is talking about the official marriage card, basically, or commitment card in the tarot. This is basically saying that you have the down payment for your castle, but you still have to pay the mortgage payments. And if you might be engaged and about to get married, or you're married, but it's saying you have to still continue to work on your marriage. Like you can't, to keep the relationship healthy. It also talks about the 111 or 1111 portal, which is coming in a lot lately. And I feel like it's the universe's way of communicating with us through synchronicities. And the thing is that I feel like there's so much going on in the world right now that if you tune in, you can kind of get the information, kind of behind the scenes information, which is what this is, the external forces. This is the underlying energy of the external forces coming in. You can't really control external forces. That's the economy and, the way the world is right now. And it's a shift show at this time. Like it just really is. And then there's this energy also of, within your own family, what can you control, and you can't control what other people say and do, but you can control your reaction or your response to it. So that it's saying that if you have strong internal forces, then you'll be able to handle the external forces coming in. Let's see here. We have the judgment coming in. So there's some sort of judgment coming from above. And you notice this judgment could be something regarding, I'm getting generational wealth here. There's a legacy of money here, like something you pass down from one generation to the other. This is a lot of money. And the ancestors are thrilled. They're coming out of their boxes just to like, whoa, judgment is here. We've been waiting for this. So this could have been something that happened like when, to your parents or grandparents, even great-grandparents, and they want it righted right now kind of energy. So this can be Pandora's box being opened It's, I feel it's something regarding what happened in your childhood or about your childhood or something like that. You may have been kind of wondering something about it, you know, something isn't quite matching, the information isn't matching up the way it should be, that kind of energy. So the descendants are, they're cheering also on the other side. So this is talking about breaking generational curses. And that means, like, if there's something in the family that's hidden, that now it's coming to light so that so that the whole family can heal from it. And so this is also the 1111111 portal, which speaks about, you'll know if you've entered it because it shows up in this manner. Like you'll be, this is an example I've been using because it's very 111 energy. Is you're sitting there and you're working and you look up at the clock, it's 11:11. And you're like, oh, okay, I've got to look up that address for that parcel I have to pick up, you know, by one. And you're like, you look up the address and it's 1111 11th Avenue. And you're like, what? Okay. And then you're walking out the door and you just glance at the clock on the stove and it says, oh, it's 111. You're like, that's weird. And then you go out and you know, and then, oh, there's a detour on your regular route, but the car in front of you has a license plate with 111 on it. And this is the universe saying that you're manifesting at a very high level right now. And it's just getting you to notice when your thoughts are being negative. So what happens is when you see the 111, check your thoughts, because it's saying you're manifesting and you want to keep your thoughts on where you want to go, not on the problems and getting there. And so, because you're manifesting at a high rate. And so, and quite often when that happens, when you have a 111 moment, you realize, oh, I was having a really negative thought and I didn't even realize it. And it's also suggesting, like, to do some work here, if you can jog your memory from when you were a child or find out information. And I feel this rebel with a cause is coming in with some information for you. And it could be something heartbreaking, but or a heartbreaking decision has to be made or had to be made in the past. This is saying, you know, quite often we are seeing this now with DNA testing and that people finding out that they were adopted, that kind of, I'm not saying that's your case, but it's one scenario. And then we have the Page of Swords coming in with some information about this. So I feel like this is someone coming in that is passionate about you and possibly wants to ask you to marry them. And this is talking about some information coming in about this energy here. So let's look into this. The Page of Swords would be a younger version of the king or of the knights. They would be working in the court for the king and the queen, generally around 7 to 14 years of age. And they would come from the families that were in the upper class society around, or sometimes they might even be related distantly to the royalty. And they would, you know, be sort of apprentice and train, doing tasks and delivering messages, etc., in the palace walls. And then when they were like 21, if they could afford a horse and were suitable, they might be considered for knighthood. So this is the energy of someone, the element that the page is representing is this mental thoughts, you know, your discipline of your mind, that kind of energy. And so the Page of Wands is he's the only one who doesn't look at his element. And that's because he's already looked at it. He's read it, whatever he needs to deliver. And now he's thinking outside the box, like, what does this mean, kind of energy. This can represent a breath of fresh air. This is a young person that's really, you know, enthusiastic about life. And it's someone who's visionary. That has a real open mind and likes to think outside the box. So this is talking about the double-edged sword here of using your intuition as well as your logic to be able to come to conclusions regarding your situation. And I always think of golfing when I see this. And golfing is a very mental sport. Like if you have a bad hole on the very first hole, it could make your game spiral downward. But if you have discipline of your mind, you know, the very next hole you could get a hole in one, because you're not allowing the disappointment of the first hole to drag you down, you know. And sometimes that's what happens, is if the mind is like, oh, like that, why even bother playing? Like, I've already ruined the game at the very first hole. It's that kind of energy. Or are you going to be able to enjoy the game and, you know, keep going and do your best and use it as a learning experience? This is the Hierophant coming in. So the Hierophant is a traditional structure. It's also on the spiritual realm as well as the physical. So there is some sort of something here that is in the 3D world where some justice is coming in. Like a heartbreaking decision has to be made. There's a judgment being made. The truth is coming out. This is what you say if you're in a court of law. This represents court. And this can be a battle. This can be a battle of intellects, like between other people. So this could be talking about someone that has maybe intellectual material or something to do with that. So we'll see. It also can talk about if you're, this is usually professionals, the sword energy, that people who use their words to earn their living, basically. So whether that be written or legal, so this could be an author or some sort of energy around a book or that kind of energy. This is the Hierophant. Is coming in with a blessing, and the blessing is coming from the spiritual realm down to the 3D, as above, so below. And so let's see, there could be a court situation. Yes, there could be a court situation, because now we have this card talking about the Eight of Swords represents someone who's feels duty bound to something and can't really see the whole truth. And this is what God is bringing in, the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. That's the gift. And so once you understand this, it will release you from this mental prison that you have yourself in. This is, it's like being duty bound, feeling like you have to do what you have to do, and maybe not knowing the whole facts of the situation because you're blindfolded. This energy can also be very emotional. I feel like at one point there was way more water here, and water represents emotion in tarot. So you notice the right foot is forward on dry land and the left foot is in this shallow puddle. I feel that you were very emotional, but you managed to discipline your mind, and now you only have one thought, and that is, let's move forward, kind of energy. And this is about reconciliation. So reconciliation right away implies that there's a need for forgiveness first. You can forgive someone and you don't even have to tell them. The forgiveness is for yourself so that you're no longer carrying the burden and being in this energy because of other people's actions. And so this is talking about, this card though is talking about you have to forgive to be able to, that's the first step to reconciliation, but you can forgive and never reconcile with someone. Just because you forgive someone doesn't mean that you want to have anything to do with them. So this is talking about reconciliation. Sometimes it's talking about reconciliation of your childhood. At first glance, when you look at this, it looks like a couple of kids playing in a yard, someone watching over them, and they're playing with the flowers. But when you look again, this card is full of illusions. The plants in these cups are from the nightshade family. They're Datra, and Datra is a highly poisonous plant. You wouldn't let children play with it, and because it's very beautiful. There's beautiful trumpet-shaped flowers. You know, sometimes some shamans use this plant as plant medicine in their ceremonies, but you have to be very careful with it because it's extremely like can make people really sick. It's poisonous. And when you look again, then you realize, well, why is this person that's watching over the kids not making sure that they don't get sick from these flowers? Why are you letting them play with that plant? It's poisonous. Then you look again and you realize that's a gnome and that's a woman. She's very little. And then you look at her again and you can't even tell. Is that an old woman or a young? Depends on how you look at her face. She looks like a hag or she looks like a young woman. And then she's also wearing a mitt. And it's white and white, like, okay, so she's got this white mitt on, and this is representing not wanting to get her hands dirty. The white flowers also represent innocence. In anything like the flowers when they're white in tarot cards, it's talking about innocence, but these are not innocent flowers. You know, they can make you really sick. And then when you look again, you notice that the watchman isn't a watchman. It's someone walking down the path and not even going the opposite way from these non-kids. So it's saying like, sometimes we need to believe people when they show us who they are the first time. Having said that, if you're looking, maybe you've run into someone, or you're meeting up with someone or something about the past, because you want to know about your past, see if they have some information regarding it. That's the kind of energy I'm getting. There's some information that's come in here, and it's talking about, and there's judgment. See, this card of judgment is sitting in your marriage and commitment house. And so judgment's being called on, and the marriage card is right here. It could be someone you're married to, or thinking about marrying, or that's coming in the future, whatever that is. But this is saying there's judgment being called on this situation from above. There's some information coming in, and this is about transition. So this transition is talking about, like, is a major transition, secrets coming out, that kind of energy. That's where that is. This is about higher learning. So the Hierophant knows something and is an official in a court of law and is bringing a blessing in for you. This card is a mental prison, but if it's with this card, it quite often means a physical prison. So like someone did something very illegal, and I have a feeling it had to do with your money. And maybe it's even money you don't even know you have, Gemini. Like this can be like inheritance money or something like that. And that's why you're going back to where you came from to find out the truth. Because it's something that this has been going on since you were a child, basically. And so the energy, and it's a lot of money. It's the 10 of Pentacles. Look at that. So this is the lifestyle that you're wanting. And maybe this rebel with a cause has looked into this. And this is the person that wants to marry you, and they're the ones who have called judgment. Hey, I have some information for you. You got to come up. Maybe this is someone you know from your past, and they contact you and say, I just found out some information of something that happened to you in your past when you were a child, and maybe you don't know about it. And there's a lot of money involved here. And this is, I mean, now when I'm looking at this, you know, because this is a lot of money. And I was saying here, this is a lot of money. So, and this is representing someone that is supposed to be looking after this money, I feel. But now that we have this information from the external forces coming in, it's something like something that happened in your childhood. The truth is coming out. I feel like this is like a will or inheritance, something like that, that other people knew about, but you didn't as a child. And you were sold short. You were supposed to have way more money than you have right now. And someone that feels passionate about you is coming in to tell you there's some information about this. It's in a court of law. There's been illegal happenings with this money. And this is talking about reconciling the past and reconciling this energy from your childhood, some illusion that you weren't even aware of that was going on. And, you know, why would people do that? Follow the money, basically. Really weird reading, but like it's been coming up a lot, and it's not surprising to me. I'm shocked by how many times this comes up in my readings, how greedy people are, and how, you know, they say family is everything, but, you know, like there's so many situations that's come up in my readings, and you're wondering, why would people do that? Follow the money. Follow the money. So let's see what's going on here some more. If you're enjoying this reading, please do give it a like and a comment, Gemini. And this is really sticking out like a sore thumb for me, though, because we got the Sagittarius energy, which is opposite of your energy. And that was the full, that was the full moon from January. There was some energy around that. If you check out that the new moon, full moon playlist, but the full moon in January, there's a lot of energy around the Sagittarius Gemini. Okay, so let's keep going here. Whoa, there we have the card that wants to come out. This is, okay, this is the rebel with a cause coming in. It just jumped in the air. It's like you're on wants you to know about something that's going to put you on your foolhardy, destined path when you're supposed to be really happy and have all this abundance, have all this fulfillment, and you can anticipate the future instead of feeling like you're always kind of having to watch your money and be careful and all of that kind of energy. So this is, my oracle is Tales from the Vector, and I started it in 2007 and 2020. I completed all the paintings. I'm an artist. There were 64, and it's from the Intergalactic Federation of Light. I have a website, talesfromthevector.com, and that's TAILS. And so I have all the paintings in the gallery, and the numbers on these cards represent the paintings in the order that they show up in the gallery. So I will list them in the description box below in the order they come here in case you want to check that out. I would check out the reading about the fire horse energy also, and the last full moon, and the last one I just did for this energy here. There's something about that. Some illusion. And it's an illusion that's been out for a while here. This is talking like back to people that in elementary school that knew you know about it. Depends. Their parents might know about it. That kind of energy. All right, so let's see what's going on here. We have that. Okay, these ones are the ones that want to come out. So this is talking about perception. This is talking about someone feeling that the grass was greener on the other side, and then finding out it was fake. So this energy can be speaking about someone wanting something that isn't theirs, basically. Thinking, oh, that person has a way better life than me. I wonder if I can take it instead. That kind of energy. Yeah, degrading your energy. So this is talking about, and this is really weird because this energy has come in before, and I think it was like a month ago, or I've done a lot of readings in the last 3-4 months. So I've done like 200 readings or something that I've posted just on here. And so this is about degradation. So sometimes we get embarrassed when we're in this kind of energy because we don't know what's going on and everybody else seems to. But the degradation actually belongs to the people who are doing it. And I keep getting, it popped in my head right away here, like taking candy from a baby. Like some people are actually proud that they're taking candy from a baby. So we've got attachment. This is a karmic space that we can all fall into. Yeah, if you get attached to someone else's destiny and you'll do anything for it. What's yours is mine, is what's mine is mine. That's basically the energy. And spinning a web around it. This is really, yeah, it's been going on a while. And you've had a blind spot about it because no one ever told you. They've actually, I feel your family has gone out of their way to make sure you don't know about this. Yeah. Yeah, there's been a blind spot, that's for sure. And then there's Libra. The Libra energy is talking about being a mature adult and being able to be ready for marriage. And once the truth comes out, it might explain to you a lot of things that were hidden in your subconscious mind, the way you feel about love and maybe why your relationships haven't worked out the way you thought they would in the past. Because it seems like you're supposed to be happy. That was your destiny. But these external forces have come in and they've made your life way more difficult than it needed to be. This is like, you know, going out of your way to keep someone bound to something, and you don't want them to see the truth. It's also actual physical prison for doing it. if laws were broken. We have the happy, yeah. So this is representing God and your destiny, and someone else wanted your destiny. That's the energy that's coming in. So they didn't just want what you have on the physical world. They wanted your spiritual destiny, which is the most, I hear people talking about that, like when I watch some people's, when people do readings, and I'm just like, it's the most stupid, excuse my language, I don't usually call people stupid, but it is the most stupid concept that you could possibly have, that you're going to override God's energy here. Like, this is a gift from God, and okay, you're smarter than God, okay. So the horoscope signs, when they come in, I'm not saying a Libra did it. In your case, you may resonate with that, whatever, but that's up to you. I'm talking about, we all have all the signs within us, and I'm talking about the state of being of that sign. Being a Libra energy is when you're a mature enough adult that you can handle the responsibility of marriage and raising a family. That could be at any age, Some people mature quicker. You could be 20 and be mature enough to do that, whereas someone who's 50 still isn't mature enough to do that kind of energy. So that's basically, and it's ruled by the planet Venus, right? So that's all about love. And that's why it's coming up, that there's something that you don't know that happened in your love life that explains, like, if once you know this truth, you'll be like, oh, that's why. And okay, so we have the ego coming in. Yeah, like, come on, like a bat out of hell. Basically, if your ego is so big that you think that you're going to override God's plan and you're just going to get away with that, well, enjoy the journey. Like, it's just the stupidest thing I've ever heard of. This is the strength card, and the thing is, it may appear, because it can sometimes be a couple generations, could be a long time before the truth comes out, but when it does, it has all that energy backing it. And this is talking like bang. It's going to come in heavy. This is having the integrity in the external forces, like having the strength to be able to handle what is going to be said here. Judgment, if you're married, judgment is being called on your marriage. It's basically saying that they're also involved in some way, or they know about it. And so, this is like another tactic coming in, where what kind of marriage is that? If you know something, a secret about someone that they don't know, and the whole family knows about it, and you know about it, but you marry them, and then you don't tell them. You have you father children, mother children with them, whatever, and you don't tell them. Like, what kind of energy is that? Yeah, I bet you it does cause a lot of mothers worry. But this is more like, this is the external forces. So someone's mother is very worried about the situation because it's coming to light. And now we have court here. The illusion is being broken. This is on the spiritual realm and also on the physical. So we have needing to use your insight to get to the truth. So again, this is about the third eye energy. So actually, when you blindfold someone and they can't see, really, they can only see a small spectrum of the light anyway. So when people think that, oh, I'll believe it when I see it, well, you're only seeing a very small portion of what is really out there. And you're probably going to see more with your third eye. Well, not probably, you will see more with your third eye. And then there is the Chariot. So the Chariot energy represents that something's already in the spin. It's like dunk, 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 it's on the way. And this energy is talking about also law and order, the police being involved. And this is the energy I'm picking up now. And not on your, this is the external forces. We have some Leo energy here. So this is about impulsive behavior is catching up with people. This is Leo energy is about kind of the stage of life would be, think about teenage boys. They're very impulsive. Hey, let's do this. This will work. Leader energy. And sometimes their confidence is actually arrogance. Or when they're arrogant, it can be because they lack confidence. And so they use arrogance instead of confidence to override it, basically. And then we have the Emperor coming in. Yeah, someone's coming in, and this is going to, this energy. And I feel like there could be some people that were in charge of some money, and they were also involved. So that's the kind of energy. So Gemini, if your intuition is saying, hey, there's something going on here, there is something going on here, and it's something that you might want to look into as best you can. But I feel like it's the kind of energy that it's coming out in the open, like God's making sure it's coming out, the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God. And so it's interesting because it's your opposing sign energy bringing this energy into the truth of what's going on here. That's the energy. So I do hope you've enjoyed this reading. Please like and comment if you have. And I will be having another reading for you very quick soon. As soon as I get all of these ones up, I will start readings on the upcoming new moon eclipse, horse fire energy. I did the fire horse energy at the end of January because I knew it was going to, like, it was coming up in every reading, and to give people a heads up. But then I wanted to wait until just before it to see how the energy has shifted and what more we can find out now that we're closer to it. Bye for now, Gemini.